This YouTube channel has gained more than 70,000 subscribers just by uploading only 14 videos. What's even crazier is that they got monetized with their very first video, which has pulled in more than 2.7 million views. And that was just the beginning. They have a video with 1.2 million views and another one sitting at over 900,000 views. Almost every other video on this channel is pulling in hundreds of thousands of views, except for their least performing video, which still managed to rack up 40,000 views. That's insane. Considering the channel only posted their first video literally 6 months ago, I'm sure you're already curious what they're doing. The truth is that they're simply creating explainer videos counting down things like the smartest fictional characters, the most evil villains, the scariest SCPs, and other weird internet lore. The best part about this niche is that the videos are also very easy to make. You can even create them using any video editor you prefer, including Canva. To make things simpler, I'm going to show you how you can create videos just like theirs, even with zero budget. We'll cover everything starting from how you can find viral ideas to actually creating engaging scripts that will keep viewers glued to the screen. Then, I'll show you how to generate the voiceover narration, before moving on to acquire the necessary image resources for the video. I'll even give you a few tips to help in case you want to edit any of the images. Finally, we'll go over how you can edit the videos like the channel we're modeling. So even if you have zero experience, by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to launch your own faceless channel with a real potential to blow up. In case you're curious about monetization, you can check it yourself using your preferred monetization checker. I'm not going to go through the process, but my favorite tools for checking this are two Chrome extensions. The first one is YouTube Monetization Checker, and second is NextLev. They're pretty straightforward, so use them to verify for yourself. As always, I've created a Google Doc that will contain every single prompt that you'll need for this niche. I'll also include any resource files inside a Google Drive folder, so feel free to check them out. Links to both the prompt document and resource folder will be available inside my Discord server. You can find the document inside this prompts channel with the title Nonagon, and the link to the resource folder will also be available in the files channel, also under the same name. You can access the Discord server using the link in the description of this video, as well as the one on my channel page. And while you're at it, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. Honestly, these prompts can take some time to create, so think of it as your fee for both the prompt as well as the free course. Now, before we get started, check out this short demo that I made using the exact same strategy I'm about to walk you through.
Light Yagami. Light Yagami is a high school genius from Death Note who becomes a mass-murdering narcissist with a god complex. You know what's scarier than a villain with a god complex? A villain who's right half the time. Light Yagami is the twisted valedictorian of your nightmares. The kid who aces every exam, volunteers on weekends, and casually rewrites the laws of morality while munching potato chips. He gets a notebook that lets him kill anyone just by writing their name. So he decides to fix the world by deleting everyone he found annoying. The worst part is that he's actually good at it, like absurdly good. He predicts police investigations with surgical accuracy. He manipulates media, law enforcement, and literal gods of death. The man creates a fake identity to throw off himself, then wipes his own memory just to stay undercover. That's not evil. That's evil with flair.
The first thing you need to do is to come up with topics for the video. I'm going to show you an easy way to do this, but you can start with some of the top performing videos from the channel we're modeling. However, if you want to brainstorm some new ideas, AI can be useful here. Go to the Google Doc that I mentioned at the beginning and look for this heading. Once you've found it, copy everything under the heading and open your preferred text generator. There are a bunch of these tools on the market now, so this part depends on your preference. But just for this demonstration, I'm going to be using ChatGPT. So go ahead and paste the prompt inside the text generator and make this single change. You only need to look for this placeholder and replace it with the number of topics that you want the AI to generate. Feel free to go with however many you want, but I'll go with 20. Once you're done with that, hit enter and wait for your topics to be ready. As you can see, it's generated a bunch of interesting topics that you can choose from. So pick the ones that you want, or if you don't like any, go ahead and regenerate for a fresh new batch. Now that you've chosen your topic, the next step is to generate the script. I've made this part equally easy. All you have to do is go back to the Google Doc and look for this script heading. Copy the entire prompt and paste it inside your text generator. Before you make any changes to the prompt, you need to understand how it works. The channel we're modeling has videos that have a duration of more than 8 minutes. So to make things easier, I've structured this prompt to create scripts with a maximum word count of about 3,500. The channel we're modeling structures their videos with 8 items or characters. You can change this to however many you want for your videos, and even modify the word count for each item. But it works perfectly this way, so I recommend leaving it as it is. One other thing you need to keep in mind is that most AI text generators have issues generating longer scripts, which isn't convenient. But one way around that is to make sure the AI generates the script in parts. So that's what this prompt is structured to do. Simply replace this title placeholder with the topic you've chosen. In this case, I'm going with this topic on fiction's smartest villains. Don't worry about the number of minutes at the end. You can either remove or leave it. That doesn't impact the script that the AI will be generating. Just don't forget to change it to the duration of your final video when you're uploading it on YouTube. Now hit enter and wait for the AI to generate the script. As you can see, the first part is ready. This style of video doesn't require any introduction, so the script starts directly with the first character. Read through and make any necessary changes. If it doesn't sound all right, you can even regenerate. One important thing you need to take note of is the command at the bottom of each part. As I mentioned earlier, the AI will split the script into parts, so you simply need to type the command at the bottom to generate the second part. Then repeat it as many times as prompted, till the final part of your script has been generated. You'll see this text alerting you once the full script is done. The overall word count for the script will depend on the topic, but as I said earlier, the prompt is structured to create a maximum of 3,500 words. Feel free to make changes to the word count for the full script as well as for each item if you want a shorter or longer script. Once you're happy with the result, it's time to bring it to life with a voiceover. Feel free to choose whichever tool you like, but I personally prefer results from 11 Labs. It's one of the best on the market if you have a budget. But if you want a free alternative, Clipchamp is a solid choice. I often recommend it mostly because it's free and the quality of their voices are considerably better than some of the other free options. That said, if you can invest in 11 Labs, it's absolutely worth it. Go to Voices and play a few till you find the one that fits your style. You can even use the filters, but I already have a voice character selected, so once you've added yours, go back to the text-to-speech page and paste your script. Hit Generate, and wait for the voiceover to be generated. Repeat this till you're done with the entire script. Keep in mind that you can play around with the settings if the results don't sound good enough. Once you're done, it's time to find images for the story. This form of video combines 2 image styles. The first one is this flat minimalist icon style image that is perfect for public announcement style videos. Second is normal images that you can grab from Google. These can also be created with AI, but that's not very necessary. Let's try generating the first style. First, you need to go back to the Google Doc. Copy this image prompt and paste it inside your text generator. You need to make a few changes, but before you do that, first, let's understand how this prompt works. The prompt has 2 placeholders, one for the number of images and the other for the script. But instead of generating images for the full script, you need to focus on doing that for each section or item. Let me show you how. First, remove this placeholder and replace it with the number of image prompts that you want the AI to generate for any particular section. Once that's done, scroll down to the bottom and you'll see this placeholder. Go to your script and copy the first section that the AI generated. You can also choose to copy individual items instead of focusing on the sections. Remember, there are 8 items for the entire script, so copy the first one and go back to the previous page. Remove this placeholder and paste the copied script item. Now hit enter and wait for the image prompts to be ready. As you can see from here, the image prompts are quite simple. The first part is the object or character, and everything after that is just the description for the image style. It's repeated for all the other image prompts. So, in case you want to generate an image of a chair, you simply need to remove this and replace it with what you want. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's open Google's Image FX. Feel free to use any other image generator, but this one gets the job done and is also completely free. Paste the first image prompt and choose an aspect ratio. Square works fine for this style of image, so choose that and hit create. Wait a few seconds and check out the results. This doesn't look bad and the background is also white, which is exactly what we need. And just as I said earlier, in case you want to generate any object that may not be covered in the image prompts, you simply need to change this to what you want, in this case a pen, and try creating the images again. As you can see, it has generated an image of a pen in the same style. So repeat this process till you have all the icons you'll need for the video. If you don't want to generate these images yourself, you can grab them from a website like Flaticon. But honestly, using AI to generate the images is a lot easier. Now for the second style of images, go to Google and search for exactly what you want. In this case, I need images of the first character in the narration, which is Light Yagami. So I'll download a few of these images for the story and repeat it for the other characters as well. Now before you move on to editing, you need to create the first image at the the beginning of each video. It's essentially an image of each item in the script in a Nonagon shape. You don't need to use the same shape, but the channel we're modeling uses that as it coincides with their name. Let me show you how to create the images. The first thing you need is an image of a Nonagon, so download one from a website like Vecteezy, FreePic, or any other PNG or vector image website. Once you have that, open Photopea or Photoshop if you have it. Create a new square aspect ratio project. In this case, I'll make it 1500 by 1500 and hit this button. The background of the image needs to be transparent, so hit this eye icon to hide the background layer. Now drag and drop an image of the first character and also bring in the image of the Nonagon. I'm going to leave it inside the resource folder I mentioned earlier. Scale it down to something like this, and in case the image layer is below that of the shape, make sure you move it above. Right-click the image layer and choose Create Clipping Mask. As you can see, the image has taken the shape. You can even move the character image around to better position it like this. The image should have a dark border, so right-click the shape and go to Blending Options. Check Stroke and increase the size. Don't forget to choose the color that you prefer, but the channel we're modeling uses a black color, so let's go with that. Now you can export the image as a PNG file. The rest of the images are quite simple. Drag and drop the character and turn off the image of the previous character. Move the new character layer right above the shape and create a clipping mask once again. As you can see, it's taken the shape of the Nonagon. Position and scale it appropriately, and then go ahead and export it as a PNG. There are 8 of these items, so you need to repeat this process till you're done with all of them. Once you're done, it's time to put everything together in your favorite video editor. This style of video is easy to edit, so you can use any video editor that you prefer. But CapCut works perfectly, so let's go with that one. So open CapCut and import your audio and image files. The first thing you need to do is to drag and drop the voiceover files inside the timeline. Quickly go through the narration and remove any long pauses. Don't forget to keep playing to make sure you're not removing too much. Once that's done, it's time to specify the aspect ratio. Hit Ratio and choose 16:9 for long form. Now it's time to arrange your images, but before that, you need to add a white background image. Download one from Vecteezy, or you can even create one yourself. Drop it inside the timeline and extend it to cover the full duration of your video. The channel we're modeling starts all their videos with the image of the characters. It's also what they use for their thumbnails. So arrange the images of the characters or items that you edited with Photopea. I recommend choosing a specific number for the scale amount. In this case, I'll make it 70%. That way, I can use the same size for every single character image that's added to this scene. Once that's done, go to Text, grab the default one and drop it inside the timeline. Change the color to black and the text to the name of the item or character from our script. Don't forget to select the font that you like for your video. Scale the name down and position it below the corresponding image. Duplicate the name text layer, move it below the next character image, and change the name to match. Repeat this for the remaining characters till each one has a corresponding text. Now select all the image and text layers and create a compound clip. Move the marker forward slightly like this and set a keyframe. Move forward again and then scale and position the image, making sure the first character in the narration stands out. It gives you a simple zoom-in animation. Trim the clip according to the narration and bring in the image of the first character again. Scale it down and position it at the top right corner of the screen. Also add a text layer, change the color, text, and finally the font. Scale it down and position at the top. Now bring in the other images and arrange them according to the flow of the narration. The images with the white background typically blend in perfectly. But in case that doesn't work and an image covers part of another image, move the layer behind. You can also remove the background from images, if necessary. Simply drop it inside Photopea and choose this magic wand tool. Click the background and hit the delete key on the keyboard. As you can see, the background is gone, so you can export it as a PNG file. Add it to the scene and position appropriately. Don't forget to add a text below the image. Keep in mind that each of these images and where they're placed should be done according to the narration. Continue like this till you're done with the first item or character. Feel free to download other images that you need to better convey your story from Google. Keep going till you're done with the first character. The channel we're modeling ranks each of these characters before going to the next one. They use this simple background image. I've already created one, so you can find both the image and PSD file formats inside the resource folder I mentioned earlier, but in case you want to create your own, open Photopea and create a new document. I'll make this one 3840 by 2160 aspect ratio. The first thing you need to do is select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle, making sure it covers the full canvas. Feel free to change the color by simply double-clicking the layer and choosing what you want. This grayish color looks alright, so I'll use that. Now hit this button button to create a new layer and select the line tool. Make sure the fill is turned off and set the stroke to black. Feel free to increase the size of the stroke, and then while holding the Shift key, click and drag from the left side of the canvas to the right. This creates a simple line. You need to duplicate that, so go to the layer and while holding the Alt key, click and drag the layer below. Then use the down arrow key to position the duplicate line. Now select the two layers together and drag them down while holding the Alt key to create another duplicate. Repeat this till the canvas is split into 8 rows. Now grab the rectangle tool, change the color to red, and draw a rectangle to cover only this side of the first row. Keep in mind that you only need to do this once, as you'll be reusing this image for future videos. Also, you can skip the process entirely, as I've already made the files available for download. Duplicate this layer as well and move it down. Don't forget to double-click the layer to change the color of the rectangle. Repeat this process till you've added a colored rectangle to every row. Then add text layers to each rectangle, making sure they're numbered, starting from 1 to 8. Finally, export the image as a JPEG file and drop it inside the timeline. You need some form of riser sound effect, so go to Pixabay and choose Sound Effect. Search for riser, space hit, and test for one that you like. Download and import it inside CapCut. Add it to the ranking image. Make sure the sound effect isn't too long. 3 to 8 seconds should be fine enough, so now you need to grab the item or character image, scale it down, and position it where you want it to rank. I'll leave mine at number 4. You can even add an entrance animation like a zoom out. Make sure the animation aligns perfectly with the sound effect for impact. You can trim any excess, add the white background, and repeat the same process for the next item or character. You don't need to add effects, transitions, or even filters. So once you're done, export the video at 4K resolution. Now, if you found this niche interesting, you'll definitely love this video where I break down one of the most monetizable niches in all of YouTube. Thank you, and see you in the next one.